There's magic inside of you.
Blessings to all of you beautiful beings. It's Elena and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my channel. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're new, consider liking, subscribing, becoming part of my little YouTube family. And if you've been here before, hello and welcome back to each and every one of you. Fantastic, beautiful souls right across the screen. Lots of love, lots of warm hugs, and hopefully you and yours are safe. So on today's video, I'm doing another tarot card review, and here I have the traditional classic Rider-Waite Tarot. And this is from the company called Magic Seer on Amazon. They were wonderful enough to reach out to me to send me this free deck of cards to do a review for you. So this video is not sponsored, but I did receive this deck of cards for free just to kind of show you what it is, and I thought it would be a great addition to the tarot card sequel to kind of include the traditional artwork of kind of where it all came from. So I'm very excited to share this with you. Going to open that up very gently as to preserve the box it's in. So it has a very simple packaging. Now these cards are very budget friendly. I'm gonna provide the links down below, and how much they cost. Right, there we go. We got this card open. So here is what they look like. We got the little information booklet and the cards inside. Okay, so we have that, and this is, as it says here, based upon the original tarot card deck by Arthur Edward Waite. And it has the information. Ooh, if you've seen previous videos, you know how I enjoy it when they put pictures alongside with the description of the cards, and I definitely like it how it has a reversed meaning as well. Nice! So it has pictures for all the cards, full color pictures. I definitely really like that. And then once we get to the minor arcana, we still have full colored pictures, but they are slightly smaller, so they're able to fit more on one page, which is absolutely fine. It's a very petite and cute and tiny little handbook. Now this handbook might come with these tarot cards, but because this is like the traditional type of tarot cards, these would kind of suit any other cards to kind of get their interpretations for if they follow based alongside the traditional 78 card deck alongside with kind of similar cards. Do you know what I mean? So this is like home base of interpretations for tarot cards, and this is very common for people to start off with tarot cards using this specific deck, using this type of deck with this type of artwork, because it is such a traditional classic way of starting. I was not one of those people. This type of artwork was not something that I was drawn to at the beginning of my practice. I already talked about what my favorite tarot cards are and which my favorite tarot cards are. I'm going to link that up at the top if you want to check that out. But it's very common for individuals to start with this type of deck to kind of get your toe in the water, so to speak, into tarot reading, which is absolutely fine. Alright, onto the cards themselves. I like how they provided a little thingy here. Can I get to it? Yeah. To help you unpackage it. Oh boy. And let's do the initial review. So in the back here we have a couple extra cards. Just gonna put those aside. They don't have much to do with it. Ooh, I like the back of these. How it has a very simple mandala type of decoration in the borders. That's very pretty. On the initial size and hold of these cards, I'd say it's very comfortable. I don't have very big hands, as I keep mentioning in every video, but it would be very comfortable to either fold it this way to shuffle or this way to shuffle. It is a very good, like, traditional type of size of cards. And the initial cards themselves, they are not paper, they're kind of like that plasticky material, something similar to what playing cards might be made out of, but less stiff. So they're fairly flexible, and they might bend a little over time. Like, for instance, if I do something like this, if some of the people tend to kind of fold cards down and place them like that, it might retain its shape of being slightly folded, but it all depends on the user. But these type of cards, this type of material will kind of develop a memory if it's been folded or anything like that. So here's the initial view. It's very traditional based artwork for these tarot cards. They feel a little slippery on initial kind of review of them, but once I go through the cards, I'm going to do a little shuffling of them and just kind of go over how they feel overall. So here is the review of all of the cards. We have the Fool, the Magician. Again, the artwork is very traditional style of how, like, the first type of tarot cards kind of came about. I remember when I was doing my tarot card shopping, this is the type of tarot cards that my cousin went for, because it has that traditional type of look, like that almost vintage-y type of look. The imagery for these cards are very direct with the interpretation of the card title. The artwork of these kind of has that slightly pin-up type of aesthetic with the vintage-ish type of depiction of imagery. I don't know if that makes sense. But each time I look at a traditional set of cards, the type of artwork, the style of artwork definitely is very reminiscent of more old-fashioned type of art. We're onto the Wands. So for the Wands, they don't have the title, they just have the number using Roman numerals and the little imagery for what they are. But again, with these being very traditionally based, you are able to kind of tell what type of card these are throughout the cards. We're onto Page of Wands. Okay, so when it comes to those cards, they have the name down on the bottom. And onto Cups. And this is what I mean by the imagery very much reflects the name of the card, because in each card they'd have something that would be reminiscent of the Cups or something reminiscent of the Wands, etc., etc. I'm gonna move these out of the way so things don't slip. And you're easily able to tell which card is which even if you don't have the titles here. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. It's a very fancy cup. onto swords. Okay, so this is not, so this symbol stays the same. Okay, so that is not, I thought it was like a depiction of wands, but I was wrong. It's just their own little symbol that kind of goes alongside with all the cards. All right, so all you get is the number and then the artwork depicting of what the card is, which is fairly easy to tell, like I said, because it's very traditionally based around the name of the card and the imagery, since these are traditional type of cards. Page of Swords, Knight and Queen, and King. Then we have Ace of Pentacles, Page, and then Knight, Queen, and King. Okay, so here are all of these cards. Now that they're kind of slightly taken apart, because sometimes when you receive cards, it's good to flip through them just to make sure none of them are sticking together. Not that these cards were, just kind of giving you an overall sense. And let's see how shuffling with them will be. Okay, so even though they felt kind of slippery, they're not too bad. Again, I am no pro when it comes to shuffling cards. This is not exactly a skill that I think is absolutely necessary. But yeah, they shuffle fairly easily and fairly nicely. I don't know if you're able to tell if as I did that kind of turning type of card and shuffling, it already took that bowed shape. So that's very common for cards to happen, especially if you do shuffling like this, which is my kind of preferred method for shuffling, since I think it shuffles them better. But that doesn't necessarily mean oh come on, as I'm trying to talk how it's shuffling better, but you don't have to shuffle it in that way to kind of preserve their shape, although I don't really think there's an issue if cards end up being bowing. That just shows that they've been loved and used. Okay, so here is the review for these cards. Let me know what you think. These are very budget friendly and very easy and simple to start off with, especially if you are a new practitioner and you kind of want to get a sense for reading cards without having to work too hard with feeling out a card that calls for you. It's completely up to you what cards you start off with. I don't believe in the traditional way of receiving cards or anything like that. I kind of feel like if a card calls out to you, then you should work with it if it's within your budget. But these will be great to start off with if you're learning for the first time, since the imagery is very simple, very basic. It is very traditional style of the original tarot cards. So here's that. Let me know what other tarot cards you want me to review down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to do so. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, the whole shebang. We have tons of magical fun here, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye!